Ahead, GE withstanding European weakness, and from trash to treasure, one man's work, well, later in the show. Welcome to 3 Times Square this Friday from Reuters World Headquarters in New York. General Electric on track. Strength at the transportation unit, which sells locomotives, helping the conglomerate post a profit that topped Wall Street expectations. Sales at Jeff Immelt's firm were slightly lower than predicted, though the company is maintaining its guidance. Immelt calling the U.S., quote, stable, and Europe, quote, very tough but within our expectations. Shares are up about 10% so far in 2012. Global economic weakness not hurting Google, the search giant posting a strong gain at its online advertising business, including a jump of 42% in clicks on its search ads. Google saying little about its plans for Motorola Mobility, which it recently acquired. Microsoft also surprising to the upside. It reported a net loss as expected because of the write-down of its online ad unit. However, excluding that charge, it beat forecasts. Shares moving higher. You can see Google just above 1% there and Microsoft just under 1%. Yahoo! That may be what our power player of the day said when she got her latest job offer. Marissa Mayer getting a $70 million pay package to leave the troubled internet firm. Much of the money coming in the form of stock options. Her salary is only $1 million, but don't feel too bad for her. Estimates put her net worth at $300 million, as she was formerly known as Google employee number 20. What do Harrison Ford, Peyton Manning, and Mark Zuckerberg have in common? After this weekend, all will have appeared at Walmart's monthly meeting. Facebook executives spending today and tomorrow at Walmart's Bentonville, Arkansas home office discussing ways to, quote, deepen their relationship, according to a statement from Facebook. Today, the Facebook team sits down with Walmart CEO Mike Duke and his crew. Tomorrow, Zuckerberg and Facebook COO Sheryl Sandberg address hundreds of Walmart employees. No other specifics mentioned. We'll have to wait and see if Zuckerberg leaves town with a new hoodie. In Europe, Spain back in the hot seat, and more Olympics controversy. Let's bring in our Nigel Stevenson from London. Nigel, Spain's borrowing costs well above the unsustainable level, but it's not all bad news, is it?
It isn't, Lisa. You could call it a game of two halves, if you like. Let's start with the Eurozone finance ministers. They have just signed off a deal to bail out Spain's banks with up to 100 billion euros, but the exact amount will probably not be known until September. As a consequence, as you mentioned, Spanish 10-year yields remain above that crucial 7% level. But it's not all doom and gloom. Equity markets are down today, but they're coming off 4-month highs, and indeed a rise of nearly 5% in the MSCI World Stocks Index so far this year is a lot more robust than many had been expecting. A solid start to the second quarter earnings season helps, and they've also been boosted by the view that the gloomier the economic outlook, the more likely it is that central banks will come riding to the rescue, all guns blazing. Lisa?
Nigel, we can't let you go without talking about the Olympics because it seems like almost every day there are more issues that we bring up. What's going on now?
For once, you can't blame the Brits for this one. This is a story of a complete lack of political correctness. Australia's basketball governing body has promised a review after flying their men's team to London in business class, while the women flew coach. Initially, it was claimed it was an issue of funding, but when you consider that the men's team have never won a medal, while the ladies have actually won silver at the last 3 Olympics. And the same happened with the Japanese soccer teams, whose world champion women flew coach, as opposed to the less successful men's team, who went business class. What is the world coming to? And you can't blame the Brits for once. Lisa?
Tisk to those men down under. Okay, Nigel, thank you so much from London as always. And finally, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, or in this case, the welder. Filipino welder Mario Malari Jr. takes scrap metal pieces and turns them into works of art. His sculptures are made from nuts and bolts of old typewriters, automotive parts, and other discarded metal pieces. Mayari closed his welding shop last year to focus strictly on his art. Prices range from $35 to $2,000. Makes you want to think twice before throwing out that old spark plug. That's the latest from 3 Times Square this Friday. You can follow us on Twitter at Reuters Insider and check out our Reuters YouTube channel at Reuters.com/ReutersTV. I'm Lisa Bernhard. This is Reuters.